Welcome to Tech Tip Tuesday. In this video, we're going to touch on green algae and mustard algae, the causes, how to effectively treat them, and prevent them from occurring again. My name is Lindsay Antonopoulos from Backyard Brands. Our focus is to help you create backyard memories with fewer problems and more amazing swimmable days. Let's get started. What is algae? Well, algae is alive. It reproduces and multiplies and can double its population in just hours. It needs nutrients such as phosphates, also known as algae food, to grow. Fortunately, though, it can be killed and it can be prevented. So how does algae come to be? Algae enters the pool mainly through environmental contact, things like wind, rain, vegetation falling into our pool, insects. Also through fill water, maybe a bather's swimsuit or contaminated pool toys and equipment. Once the algae enters, the cells find their way to different surfaces, attaching and beginning to reproduce when the conditions are favorable. We call this the perfect storm for algae growth. It really comes down to four things: sunlight, warm water, inadequate sanitizer, and nutrients such as phosphates and nitrates that can feed explosive algae growth. So the most common types of algae in Canadian pools are our green algae, which can be free-floating or wall-clinging, and we have yellow or mustard algae, which we call the sneaky imposter. I used to joke around that there was this dirty little kid running around, jumping in everybody's pool, spreading mustard algae when we would see it pop up in the season. Yellow or mustard algae can look a lot like pollen or sand at the bottom of the pool. It's found in certain areas, usually in little patches on the floor. When you get close to this type of algae, it actually disappears in a light cloud, only to settle back exactly where it was before. This type of algae can be more resistant and prefers shaded areas. It can transfer to pool toys and equipment, hence the analogy of the dirty kid bringing his pool toys over. This algae, like most, also thrives in your filter, the place that loves to harbor all sorts of greeblies. So how do we kill it? Well, we have an algae destruction method for that. First of all, we want to balance our pH between 7.2 and 7.6. We're going to brush and vacuum the pool. It's very important to brush every single part of that pool to get those algae spores out of the pores and crevices of the pool itself. Then we're going to shock the pool with either Dazzle Ultra Shock or Dazzle Energy. Okay, then you want to wait an hour, and then you can use Dazzle Algae Clear 60. Now, you never want to go more than 2 days if the algae in the pool hasn't changed color. So live algae is more of a bright or a dark green, where dead algae becomes more of a milky green. Once the algae is dead, you can go ahead and add Dazzle Clear Rebound. This is going to aid in restoring the clarity. It actually digests dead algae, kind of like Pac-Man, speeding up the clearing process altogether so your filter doesn't have to do all the work. Once the algae is dead and the pool is clear, then you can go ahead, test for phosphates, and remove phosphates. You have to wait for the pool to be clear because algae actually holds on to phosphates, and once it's dead and gone, it releases all those phosphates back into the water, and then we can remove them. Okay? And then lastly, you want to clean your filter out with Dazzle Rapid Action Filter Cleanse. So there's a couple tips and tricks you can use for mustard algae. The best way to deal with mustard algae is to remove phosphates continuously. Keep your chlorine between 10 and 20 parts per million using either Dazzle Ultra Shock or Dazzle Energy. Remember to always throw your pool equipment and toys into the water when shocking the pool. Another trick you can do is add Dazzle Algae Resist 50 and then immediately after Dazzle Algae Clear 60. Okay, some foaming may occur as the Algae Resist 50 is added in, but that's okay. Dazzle Performance Plus is another one that can help out a little bit. It will suppress the carbon dioxide, which the algae needs to survive. And of course, you want to vacuum as slowly as possible and have patience. When we get close to mustard algae, remember it's going to disappear in a cloud, so we have to go very, 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 very slow. And Just have a lot of patience as it takes time and sometimes several treatments to remove mustard algae. A pro tip for you is AFMNG can help remove mustard algae with its hydrophobic properties, its self-oxidizing capabilities, and the fact that it can filter down to 5 microns. Algae spores can actually thrive in the sand filters as sand is very porous, where AFMNG is not porous. So by flipping out from sand to AFMNG, it can help significantly. So how do we prevent algae from happening again? So I always say use a proper water care system. I prefer to use the day and night. Algae starts from the formation of biofilms on the surfaces. Okay, that slippery feeling on your liner. Lunar has the amazing ability to actually flip that polarity of the liner, not allowing anything to attach and stick to it. So when things can't stick to it, biofilms can't start, and when biofilms can't start, algae can't get a foothold. Remember, Luna is not an algicide directly, but it's a healthier way to take care of your pool and prevent things from sticking to the walls and to the floor. Next, always be on top of your phosphate levels. Phosphate removal is key as it's algae's primary food. Okay, so we recommend using Dazzle PhosCleanse Plus for higher levels of phosphates, and then as a weekly maintenance, you can use Bye Bye Phos tabs with your day and night system. Lastly, always maintain sanitizer levels. That brings us to the end of our Tech Tip Tuesday. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions on algae, please reach out.